Old Guard 2. Yes, I am here to talk about the second film in Old Guard. Do you even remember the first film? It came out like 5 years ago or so. Talking about my relationship with the first film, I thought it was okay. It was a good action film. It was entertaining, but nothing about that film is really masterful, that is really groundbreaking in the action genre. That being said, my expectation for Old Guard 2 is basically like, alright, you have the first solid film, and in the second one, you need to expand on it. You need to increase the action, increase the character dynamics, and blah 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 blah. After watching the film, dude, this film was an absolute abomination. It still has the action sequence peppered in, but by the first action sequence, I knew that this film was gonna suck. I don't know, man. It just doesn't have the sauce that the first film had. And to me, that was very apparent. From the first action scene, you can see that something, an important ingredient is missing throughout this film. And this film is very dialogue heavy. I didn't expect that in a sequel for the Old Guard. I thought it was gonna be just a straightforward action that really amps up, that really, sells the action and the dynamics and all of that. But for some reason, all of that gets thrown out of the window. And that is to buy some time for a lot of talking, a lot of expositioning and blah blah blah. For some reason, the expositioning really treats you like a dumb audience. So they really need to try to explain everything, every lore, every villain, every single thing that happens in this film, you need to be told about. Alright? We're not dummies. We can understand it ourselves. So you don't need to all of this time to do exposition over and over and over again. And while I was watching it, I really felt the runtime, because this film is only 1 hour and 40 minutes, but for some reason, it felt like 2 hours film. And if it was good, I wouldn't really care about it. I would really just enjoy the film. But the thing is, this film is so boring to watch. Hear me out. During the entirety of this film, there are only 2 action sequences peppered in. The first action sequence takes place in the beginning of the movie, and then the second film is the ending for the film. And the action sequences itself in this film, they're just like a demonstration. They don't carry weight through the punches, through the kicks and everything. It's just like a demonstration, and it is such a letdown for me, because even though the first film was not that great, I think it was entertaining enough to get the sequel, but I didn't expect the sequel to be this dull. Because it is really boring, really slow, full of exposition, and the villain here played by Uma Thurman, she's a great actress, alright? But in this film, she barely does anything. She's very underused in this film, and you really feel it. She barely talks in the film, and that is really just a big negative for me. How can you understand the villain's motivation without she's talking about something? She barely talks throughout the entire film, and it really pisses me off. So yeah, let's talk about that ending though, because that ending is the point that I knew that this film wasn't supposed to be made. The ending, man, the ending is really bad. It cuts abruptly, and I really didn't know that it was gonna be the ending. And it teases for another sequel, which, by the way, I'm not interested at all now because you butchered the second film in this trilogy. But the ending, it was awful. Because to me, the first film was great, was kind of good, entertaining, a little bit goofy, but I didn't really expect the second film to be this awful. Yes, this film is awful. There's no other way to say it. And I'm very disappointed by it because I liked the first film. I had some little hopes for the second film, and all of that just thrown out of the window. So for Old Guard 2, I will give it a 4 out of 10. Even the action is not that good. And man, it's just so boring to watch. It loses a lot of its momentum. It really doesn't build up to anything. I mean, it's freaking stupid, to be honest. And for them to have the confidence to build up another sequel, it's just atrocious to me. It doesn't really relate to me at all. So I will give Old Guard 2 a 4 out of 10. I think the performances are pretty okay, but other than that, this film was a torture to watch. It really bores you to the core. It doesn't really offer you anything new. It doesn't really offer you the exciting action. Anything is gone. The fun factor is gone. Everything is non-existent in this film. So 4 out of 10. If you have seen Old Guard 2, what do you think? Is it good, or is it really that bad? As I'm saying it right now, it's really that bad. Do you agree with me? And for them to have the confidence to make a third film, possibly a third film, do you think that is justified or just an overconfidence? Because to me, if they're making a third film, I really don't care at all. Because this film really destroys everything that's good about the first film. It really completely forgets it and throws it out of the window and makes something really bad, really silly, really boring. To me, that is questionable, you know? 4 out of 10. If you have seen Old Guard 2, tell me everything you like, everything you do not like. Drop it in the comment section, and see you on the next video.